the good old Lowe's Home Improvement. And we got 12-2, we've got boxes, we've got old work boxes, we got handy boxes. What the hell are we doing? We just left to Walmart and got some car wash. Oh well, the Wally chicken. But anyway, we've got a mysterious oil leak on the old beast. Thought it was an oil filter, replaced the oil filter, and well, she's still leaking, so. Don't know what in the heck it is. I guess we'll have to find out. Maybe actually the power steering, because I'm not losing oil, so we'll find out. Oh, frig. Yeah, we got a box. We got an outlet cover, some wire. Yeah, tell me about it. And we have a wall. There is an outlet over beside my torches, which are sitting in my kitchen. You see that outlet? Well, there's going to be an outlet on the other side of that wall, probably at about that height. Yeah. Problem is getting from one side to the other. There's a hot water heater, an 80-gallon hot water heater in the way. So that's why the outlet's not going to be low. It's actually going to be high, but it's no big deal. But I may show you in some more of this. I'll show you in doing it to an extent, but yeah, we've got to do a little research and find that on the other side. But considering it's behind the water heater, what I'm probably going to do is take that outlet out, pull it out, and when I got it pulled out, just stick something through the wall. Stick something through the wall and find it, just like a coat hanger or something, just or a small drill bit, or I don't know what, but that's probably what I'll do, and then just run up the wall, just to figure out where it's at, because I can measure from that corner, but I don't know that it's going to be exactly accurate, and I really only want to cut one hole in the wall, and I want it to fit the box. Yeah. Well, anyway, first step, find said outlet, isolate it at breaker box. Well, the asshole that built my house, or wired it, or bootlegged it actually, I think. He bootlegged my septic system, the prick. But anyway, the house is actually wired really well, but he back-wired everything. He plugged the wires into the back of the outlets instead of actually using the screws, which I probably will do on this myself, but still yet for, you know, in a new construction, he really should have done better. Yeah, but anyway, easiest way to find something that's not marked is just simply use a radio, you know, crank it up like yay, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to crank that radio up good and loud like yay, and then I'm going to go in there and flip breakers until it dies. So anyway, that's I guess step 2. Step 1 was figuring out where I'm going to put it, so step 2, kill the power. Step 1, successful, radio died. Okay, step 2, like I said, this is a big guessing game. Tape measure. What we are going to do is measure from the corner out to this outlet. We're going to try to. Can't get quite down to it. Frig. Things I do for YouTube. Yeah. I promise. You get the point. You measure out and you go to the opposite wall and you try to measure too. Wait a minute. We may get it. It looks to me like it's going to be dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. I don't know which side the dang, yeah, the wood it's attached to is on. I got to find that out by taking the outlet apart, but you get the point. I need to either start a hole at 19 or about 22. I got to find out which side the stud's on, which means pulling this outlet out. And I'll show you that, and we'll figure it out, try to find it on the other side. Actually, I don't have to really find it as much as we do to cut a hole in the other wall and just make sure we're between the right studs. That's the big issue. Because if I get on the wrong side of a stud, we got problems. We should have a hollow wall there just to fish it through. I should be able to feed the wire up through the wall without a fish tape or without anything, because the other outlet's going to be up here just because of the hot water tank, but you'll see that in a few minutes. But anyway, let's get this tore out of the wall. Okay, we got her pulled out. See, she's back wired. She just pushed in the back. Like I said, I don't like that, but anyway, I've looked and I've figured out that this box, I don't know if you can see in the bottom, but she's got a hole for top and bottom, got 2 holes for wires to come in and out, which is all groovy. And these are new construction boxes, so you can't see anything, but you can do this. See, there's wood right there. So basically, the only thing I got to do is make sure that I cut a hole on this side of that stud, so I can come out. I'm going to come out from the corner to the edge of this box and cut a hole. It'll be offset from this one, but you know, we're not looking for code. This is actually going to be in a closet, so I just need some power in the closet for a project, so, or for something that I'm putting in the closet. It just needs power, and it's just a little wall wart. It's not going to pull anything, so it's actually going to be a socket that you could run about anything on, but still yet. Let's go to the other side and see if we can't cut a hole in the wall. Well, welcome to my frickin' master closet. welcome to it. Can't really get you all in the closet, so yins are out in the room here. What we're going to do is, we know that this power, got me a milk crate. Don't tell the milkman. But anyway, I'm going to measure out from this corner. This is the exact opposite wall. And as you can see, I've got this big blasted water tank in the way, so my outlet's going to have to be high. Oh well, we'll put it up here somewhere. I'd say about here. I really don't care how high it is. And I figured that I needed to come over about 20 inches because the other one's setting on 19. And I sure don't want to get in this stud. So I'm going to come over 20 just to be safe, because we're not trying to impress. We just want this in the wall and want it straight. Like I said, I just need a little bit of power and a little trickle power just to keep an item charged is what it is. Just something that stays in the closet. Just where I keep it. If you need light, you need light, you know. It's literally what it is. It's a rechargeable light. But it's going to hang in here in the closet. I want some power in here, so my redneck hind end's going to put some power in. So we're going to come over and set this box on 20. And we're going to take this marking stick. It looks pretty straight to me. Looks pretty good. You can wiggle your plug around a little bit, and if it is crooked, and straighten it up. And we're going to take should take probably a pencil, but we're going to take take an ink pen, and we're going to draw this box, pretty well draw it on the wall. Basically the sides and where it ends is what we really need. I think I draw it all the way down, yeah. And then just draw right across the bottom here. I got a pretty good idea where that box needs to go. Can you see any of that? I really can't tell if you can. Let me climb down off my roost. Could you even see what I did? Yeah, yins could see. There's a pipe in the way, but you can see. I'll zoom yins in a little bit. There you go. And we're going to take our handy dandy, I'll clean dust off the top of the water tank, mightn't I? Man never uses these water tanks. It's what you get. We'll take our handy dandy knife. We're just going to cut a blasted hole in the wall. And all I can say is, whoa, we're going to fall and break our neck. All I can say is I hope I'm right. Because if I run into a stud, I'm really going to be unhappy here. Remember, it's your cover plate will cover up any little screw-ups you might make here, but your hole needs to be pretty well right. So, and we're doing this legal. This is actually legal, what I'm doing. It's going to be run on true Romex wire. It's not going to be run on like a lamp cord or something stupid. It's, as far as the electrical code, as far as where an outlet is, as far as standard outlets, technically, this room, I think we cut the hole in the wrong place too, boys and girls. Don't ask me how that's coming out, but I think we did. I think I just hit the stud. We'll find out. If we did, I measured way wrong. Won't be the first time. Supposed to measure what? Measure once, cut 3 times? Yep, I believe we did hit it. And if so, we'll be doing a little patchwork. But I think we did. I think we hit it right there. Hit something. Yep, I believe I did. We're through the wall right there. Through the wall right there. Yep, I believe I did. We're going to cut this piece in half. Just in case I got something to patch with. Catch a piece. Catch the pieces. I hope to God we, yep, we hit the stud. Yep. Oh well. Poo-poo happens. We're just going to have to measure over. I was afraid of that. And I measured. Shows you how untrue corners are. It's hard to tell. I measured on to start at 20. Oh! Ha! Ha! Yeah. Measure once, cut twice, right? I screwed up. But anyway, I'm gonna fix my screw up. I'll be back. Okay. Looks a little ugly, but whatever. Shit happens. We're in a closet, so, you know, it is what it is. I hadn't removed that piece. It's still in there, actually. My bad. It's an inch off. But anyway, we've got the box where it'll fit in the hole. So our next step is to try to fish this wire. Could turn out interesting. I'm just going to have to measure from the ceiling down to this box and from that other box up to here and figure out the distance from the other box to here, so I kind of know how much wire to feed and try to start looking for it. Yeah, a wire fishing tape would be real nice here, but we ain't got one, so we may have to improvise. But anyway, I'll show you some of that in a minute. Well, anyway, that's the best view you're going to get. We're going to take our roll of wire. I was going to measure, but we're just going to stuff this up through there, surely to goodness. That hole's pretty good size. I can get my hand through it, so I'm going to straighten me out what I think's enough wire. And I'm just going to start feeding it up through there and see what we figure out. Leave the spool on this side. So, let's see. This stuff right here, if it's not been manipulated before, which, you know, if it's not used wire, which there's nothing wrong with used wire. I save it every chance I get, but I didn't have any, so I bought some new. But if it's not ever been manipulated, you can pretty well make a straight stick out of it to fish with. And I'm assuming that right there to that coil, if I can get everything on the other side of this coil up that hole, I might just have a power source up there on the other side. So we are going to see if that one is knocked out, and it's not, and they push in, so this is going to be a little bit of a pain, because we're going to have to pop it in. There we go. Actually, it didn't go so bad. I got it right out. Sometimes they want to be aggravating, so one thing we've got for luck here is this is straight. It's straight up the wall, and I've pushed the wires up the wall. Hopefully, it is up the wall where we need it. We'll go look. Okay, we're back in the closet. Let's see if we got any wire. I should have pulled this damn box back out before I did that, but I did. So, oh, I'm loving it. I'm so loving it. There's our blasted wire. Ain't I good? I've done this before. I hate I screwed up the wall, but it is a closet, so we're alright. We're going to pull. I don't guess it matters. I didn't bring my Drew scrubber in here, so we'll sacrifice an ink pen. Those are a bit tough. Of course, actually, I'm wondering if these don't push out on old work boxes. I don't know. But anyway, it's in. We're going to stick this in the wall. And like I said, we can always pull back the excess wire. I've got way too much, but see, I want to pull it. I can't push it, so we're going to set this box in this wall. Like, and we better, you know what? Why didn't let me do that? I knew better than to do that the way I did it. Jens let me do it. Darn y'all. Why'd I put that through the top? I'm a doofus. You know, I really want that dang tab out of this box. I don't know if y'all can see it, but it's just causing me freaking problems. It don't have to be there. I would rather it be gone. Well, I mutilated it back out of my way. It's supposed to keep the wire, give a little bit of tension to the wire to keep it from being pulled, is what it's supposed to do, but this wire ain't going to get pulled, so I'm not going to worry about it too much. Yep, those turn like they're supposed to. We got to lock that in the wall, but first thing I'm going to do is go and pull back some wire. Jens can watch, I guess. I'm going to go pull a little wire back. Hopefully I don't pull too much. How good did I do? I still need more. I was just afraid of pulling it clear through. What did we get? That's pulled back a little too much, I guess, but about right. I need to just pull a little bit back and push the rest down the wall now. We need to strip our wires back. When you're stripping this wire, I'll tell you another little trick. You want to cut the insulation back, cut right down the center. Just cut right against the ground. That way you don't tear up your wire. You really don't want to tear up your wire. And you can get all fancy and neat right here on this. It's not a real necessity. Strip your wires about yay. You know, I could have brought the wire strippers in the house. Probably should have. But nah, we'll just, you know, it wouldn't be redneck if we did it the right way with wire strippers, would it? Ain't gonna hurt a thing to use your knife either. I don't know if you can see me or not. You probably can't, but I'm whittling this back with my knife. So, somebody somewhere, some electrician guy is gonna tell me how wrong I did this and how I screwed it up and how I didn't do it right. You know, here's the thing. Hot, neutral, ground. If I've got hot hooked to hot and neutral hooked to neutral and ground hooked to ground, you can kiss my ass. It's legal. Yep. But anyway, so I guess the next step is I'm just going to cut you off. I'm going to go here and get my plug, my screwdrivers, set this box. I'm going to put the plug in this one, then I'll wire it in on the other side. So I'll be back in a minute. Okay, I'm back. I got me a plug. I'm going to, got me a cover too. I am going to first seat the box. This is one, like I said, this is one of these already pre-existing work boxes, they call them. Those little ears flip up and they tighten up to the wall board. That's what holds them in place. So we're tightening. It's getting tighter. I don't know if you can hear it, but I can hear it. So hopefully my little ear popped out. I got it. There's a little window that you can watch through on top and the bottom. I'll point it out in a moment. This one's wanting to be a little bit of a pain. I don't know why. There it goes. It's real hard to turn. These normally are pretty easy. Yeah, this won't look too bad. Considering it's in a closet. You know, if this was in the main room of my house, I'd be a little ticked. A little spackle will fix that. I could actually tear the paper off of that and spackle it and you'd never know it. The box should be pretty rigid enough for what we're doing. So let's put our... Show you another little trick. I learned this years ago from an old timer. When it comes to your ground, you want to loop in your ground, right? You want to loop in your ground. And you want your loop to go in the direction of, you don't have to put a loop in them, but I always like to. But he showed me this trick. You just snug it, roll it, because this stuff's hard to bend by hand. I got too much of the wire through. But I'll show you. You just kind of put it in and roll it, and then take it loose and put it in and then tighten it up. Works pretty good if you can get it to cooperate. Which I can't. I'm pretty tough fingered. I'm going to try to bend it by hand. A pair of dikes would also work for this. They make pliers for this. But he'd roll them around he'd roll them just as you please. Put it in there, snug it, roll them, go on. And I can't seem to do it, but we're going to try. Hey, there we go. That ain't how he did it, but I made it work. Dang it. I'm loose, Meyer. Let go. Darn you. Let go. We're trying to wire a house, not hang on. We're not looking for a beauty contest, but we are looking for a fire marshal pass. Just in case the inevitable, or not the inevitable, the unfortunate would ever happen. And this house would catch fire. I don't want my insurance to not pay off, so we want this done right, so we are going to ground it. And I don't like back wiring, but we're going to back wire. You can roll them too, but I'm not going to. Just make sure you got your hot on the right side. Brace screws your hot. Plug your hot in. Well, I'm trying. I have to get me a pair of pliers for this. Yeah, I believe I'm going to have to, because I'm not getting cooperation here. I have to put it in the right hole. I don't know. Having little problems. A pair of pliers is what I truly need, but you know, the heck with this. We'll just strip them out a little bit more and put them around the screws. What the heck? Let's just do the damn thing right. You know, I complained about my house being wired the way it is, and here I am doing the same thing. We'll strip a little more wire, get a good roll around, and we'll just do it that way. In my mind, it's the right way to do it anyhow, so, you know, it is what it is. You just probably can't see a bit of this. So, anyway, get a little more. Some electrician out there somewhere is making my ears burn, I can already tell you. Saying, he ain't doing that shit right. I'm doing it right. I'm just doing it wrong. I'm going about it the wrong way. It's hot in this freaking closet, okay? Yeah, we're cheating. Get them started. Get the round started in. And we will prevail, my friends. We shall prevail. Take a screwdriver and roll it. Get it rolled around there. Rolled the wrong direction. Damn it. I noticed that when I started tightening it up. You'll notice if you ever do it, you'll know what I'm talking about. When you tighten it to the right, it needs to tighten into your coil, not again it. Well, the good thing about that is copper is fairly flexible, so we can manipulate it and bring it around the other way. Can't say that I enjoy doing things the wrong way, but we're going to do it, so it'll be alright. As long as it makes a good connection, it's all good. All good in the hood. Wire's as good as most electricians wire one. So we're alright. Just be bent a little more. Figure out how the heck I want to bend it. Really should have brought my pliers in, but I didn't. So, but we're making do. We're fighting it, and we're making do. And we're sweating like a pig in here. This closet does not have air conditioning in it. It stays hot due to this water tank year round. It don't need heat, but it could really use some air conditioning. But anyway, we are going to, I want to do that because I want a little extra wire in here. You're supposed to leave a little extra wire in a box anyway. So I'm going to coil it up a little bit, leave enough to where you can actually pull this out and service it if need be, replace a plug or whatever. Because if you don't leave enough wire in the box, you can't replace an outlet. Well, you can, but it turns into an aggravating mess. So, and I've been through that in this house where they didn't leave me enough wire to do it, to pull the outlet out. So I left myself plenty there to change it, remove this outlet and replace it with a new one if need be. They don't make these outlets like they used to either. Used to these outlets, these tabs are tough. These things are flimsier than shit. No wonder it's 57 cents or whatever the heck it was. Tighten her up. Alright, we have one outlet installed. Next thing is get this pretty made in Ching Chang Chong China, most likely. The UPC doesn't say where in the heck it was made. But I'm probably pretty dang sure that it was. Let's see. Does it say? Oh, it's made in Mexico. Better than China. You know, there's one thing about it. I've seen Mexico in my days. I've seen it. I can go there at any time I really want to. I can get in the car and go. I could go to Mexico. And I know some people that are Spanish descent, that are from Mexico, that are in this country. You know, there's some that don't speak our language and cause us trouble in a general riffraff, but just face it, there's just regular white people, black people, whatever, any race of people that are just common riffraff and cause us trouble. So, you know, you can't take it out on the good ones. So, you know, but either way, there's an outlet. It's installed. I'm gonna clean up my mess in here and I'll show you how we're gonna wire it up on the other side. Okay, hopefully you'll be able to see everything all right. But once again, I neglected to go out and get my pliers or anything. All I've got is this. Where are we at? This little bitty set of dikes in the house. They'll work. I'll make them work. But anyway, we are going to go over here and wire this one up now. That's our plan. So, anyway. Ain't like that Robinson guy, that plumber. You know, we're not going to show you his plumber's crack. I didn't turn my thingy around so I can see if y'all can see or not. But I'm pinned in behind the kitchen table. Hopefully you can see. Before somebody gives me a hard time for this being dirty, it's not. It's paint coming off. Yeah, it's old. What do you expect? I clean it every now and again and it causes me grief. So, let's see. I'm going to guess and say that right there is probably about right. So we're going to attempt to cut this wire with these little bitty dikes. Ah, we got through one. We got through two. We got through three. There's what's left. Not much. Anyway, let's get my knife out. I think I put it back in my pocket. Oh yeah. And we are going to strip. I probably left that a little short actually. I probably should have left a little more wire. Oh well, be alright. There is some more in that upper box, so if it ever comes need be, I can get a little more wire if I have to. Get this plastic cardboard cut out of here. Don't need none of that crap. Not in the end here. Get out of there. Ground, black, white. Now a common mistake a lot of people would make, well I wouldn't really call it a mistake, it's just called lazy assness. They would probably leave the ground off. Well for us, we're going to have to, I'm going to have to actually strip some more of this wire and get a piece of ground wire out of the center. Either that or I don't know if I have any scrap or not, we're talking a piece, if you can see, about yay long. And I'm going to have to use a wire nut and double them and gang them. It's not that big of a deal, but it's going to have to be done. Because this is apparently the end of the line for the circuit. This is obviously the last plug on it. Because normally you have a jumper in a box on the ground. We don't have a jumper, so what we're going to start with is we're going to remove, straight head, we're going to remove the jumper, or the ground. Actually, no, we're not going to remove it either. I was going to do it that way, but I'm not. I'm just going to cut it, splice it together with all three with a nut and be done with it. But anyway, we've got to hook these up and strip them off. There's more than one way, like I said, to do something and do it right. Don't let anybody tell you that you can't do something some way and it be in the end exactly the same. As long as it's done, connected, connect it right and with the proper stuff. As long as it's connected using proper ways to connect, it's a matter of opinion as to which way one would connect this. You know, I could have run this on 10 gauge wire. I could have. And I could have had a 20 amp circuit. Actually, this wire would probably pull a 20 amp circuit, but we're not going to try because, you know, we're pulling. Actually, I think that's 10. No, that's 12. No, that's 10 2. This is 12 2. But they used, this is 10 2. This house is wired to 10 2. Looks like. No. Yeah, it is. It's wired with 10. So, anyway, we are going to attempt to use the other back plug on this socket and not put them in the screws. Don't feel too good. And I've stripped enough wire. I didn't strip enough. Strip a little more, strip a little more. Story of my life. Back up and punt, do it again. No big deal, we'll just do it again. I don't do this every day, so as far as the lengths, the strip is crap. I don't remember. I really don't. From one day to the next, I couldn't tell you. Tomorrow, I'll be lucky to do the same job again and strip these wires correctly. There. Let's see if this works. Yep, that worked. They're in there. So the only thing I do now is take the grounds and tie the grounds, which means take this bare copper. I need to get a piece of, actually, they make these clamp nuts for this, little metal nuts that you can just put on there and clamp to it. Well, crimps, whatever you want to call them. I don't have any, so what I'm going to do, and I'm not even going to have to use a piece of copper, I don't think, if I cut it in the right place. If I cut it wrong, I'm going to have to piece it, but I'm going to cut it. Somebody's cringing already, and I'm going to straighten it out, and I'm going to try my darndest to bring all three of these together in a wire nut and get it all shoved back in that box. That's what we're going to try to do. Like I said, it's probably wrong. It's probably the wrong way of going about it. That's what we're going to try to do. I'm going to go get a wire nut and I'll show you the finished product if it works. If not, I just created myself a bunch of grief. So, anyway, we'll see what happens. Hopefully you can see some of that. We got one. Let's see what happens. No, I said I was going to try it and see if it worked first. Did I? Nope, I didn't. We're just going to try to do it. It's a little short for my liking. I'd rather it be a little longer so I can get in here and really do it well and easily. Get them all three in the nut, which can be a pain in the rosy red ass to do when your wires are short. They're not real short, but I'm sure somewhere that they're probably too short for some code out there somewhere. So, well, as long as they're hooked up, I feel safe about it. So, let's see if we can get them all three in line so I can get the nut on them. They're in line. So make sure that they're all three up in the nut. Screw the nut on good and tight, and then do the dreaded pull. Every one of them. Make sure, yep, they're in the nut. They're all good in the nut. Right there, we've got successfully done this outlet, I believe. Now we just got to get all this crap stuffed back in the box. Yeah. We're getting there. Oh yeah. We're getting there. Of course, it was wrong straight head. That is in my way. Let's get these screws started back in the box. I'm going to start the bottom one before we go much further. Yeah, I was already about too far, but we succeeded. So run it back in. Gotta be careful, don't run these in too far. I think I did the bottom. Yeah, I did. Wasn't watching what I was doing. They're supposed to catch, and that way your outlet cover and your wall board and everything's even. That's what this looks like. I don't like it. What do you do? You can also manipulate the plugs just a little bit to get it straight. It looks decent. I wouldn't say it's exactly straight. It's close enough. Who gets down and investigates their outlets? I sure don't. I plug stuff into them. I think when I cinch this down that we'll all be good. I think it'll pretty well draw it true. When I bought this house, I had to play with a bunch of the light switches. A lot of the light switches were like totally weird in the covers. There, looks pretty decent, looks pretty fair. I think we successfully done it. The only thing left is get the tools out, clean up the garbage, which is just a little bit of stuff here in my hand. Get my hind end up out of this hole, because I didn't want to move the kitchen table. I hate to be the poor soul that have to eat back there. The only thing we got to do is go test it. Fire it back up and see if it trips the breaker, all that good crap. I'll show you if it works. If it don't work, I probably won't. Hell, I might be dead, you never know. Does it work? Does it work?
To join our real estate team, you'll learn our simple...
It works. So, one successful outlet. A little hard to reach, but like I said, it's not going to be used for plugging in and out of all the time. So anyway, we succeeded, so anyway, me and my smart water heater. See y'all.